Welcome to another edition of Breathe. Ah, man, that word or that title comes more and more into focus every single episode, it seems like. And as many of you know, we've all had to really breathe, really measured breaths in these last couple of weeks, dealing with not only this pandemic, which is still raging throughout our country, but the virus that has been here for centuries, that of racism that claimed the life of Mr. George Floyd. So I felt inspired to come out today to do this because I was just watching the memorial and I thought it was wonderful. It's always great for me to see the human side of these stories, and just hearing his family tell the stories about him, it really gave it a human face. And I really wanted to thank the protesters, all the people, young people who are out there in streets around this nation. And I've really been inspired by the diverse nature of the protest. Really inspired. A lot of times when these happen, it's just pretty much mostly black people. And so to see that, it felt like a little bit of a sea change. And then to see it around the world, I mean, this is a real moment, and hopefully the start of something that might lead to real substantive change. I'm getting a lot of phone calls, or not me personally, but I have gotten some, and some of my friends have been getting phone calls from friends and allies who are white, and they're asking, what can we do? We're living a lie. And I don't think a lot of people talk about that. White supremacy, the ideal of white supremacy, is a lie. No person is better, superior, or inferior based on the color of their skin. That's just not true. It's based on a lie. And we've been living with this lie. We've been governing under this lie. We've been working under this lie. We've been serving this country under this lie. We've been pledging allegiance to a flag under this lie of white supremacy. We're really exposing ourselves, and the world can actually see the hypocrisy of our democracy. So the first thing I would say to my white allies is to repudiate the ideals of whiteness or the ideals of white supremacy, and engage your humanness, that you are a human being just like I'm a human being, and let's relate on that basis. And the power of, I think, changing that mindset will also save us a lot of wasted time and energy. I mean, this is exhausting. Everybody's talking about how exhausting it is. Imagine if we didn't have to deal with this and we could put all of our energy toward fighting COVID, all of our energy toward climate change, all of our energy toward fighting homelessness. If we didn't have to deal with these ideals that I'm better than you because I'm white. We can change policies. We could put Band-Aids here or there. I heard a commentator give a great analogy on how what we're doing is that the roof is leaking, but we're putting a pan here, a bucket there, towels over here, a little newspaper over there, and we're just trying to mop up the little puddles that come in from the leak instead of saying we have to fix the roof. We got to fix the roof. I mean, we're dealing with a rampant COVID outbreak that's probably exponentially worse than anywhere in the world, because we are holding on to these concepts of white superiority instead of saying, all right, who has the best idea? Let's go with that. Let's get it done. And we all pull in one direction. Our states are pulling in different directions here and there, and we don't have a lot of good things coming out of our federal government. But if we didn't have to deal with this albatross, as I would call it, I think that we could make a lot more progress. And we've made tremendous progress in this country over the years with all of the shortcomings. But think of how much more we could make if we put racism to bed and we just had to deal with each other as people. Where would we be? What could we achieve? Something to think about. So the last thing I'll say is Reverend Sharpton, at the end of the memorial service, asked everyone to stand for the 8 minutes and 46 seconds that George Floyd lay under the policeman's knee. And I participated in that, and I really felt every single second of that 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And I prayed for George in his transition, and I prayed for his family, and I prayed for us. You know, I really prayed for us as a nation. And as it got to the end, I started thinking about George's last breath. And I felt that it was my responsibility to metaphorically pick up that last breath and take that breath with me as I continue to fight for the justice that George Floyd will not see in life. And if I would leave you with anything, let's all take that last breath that he had and use it to bolster our efforts and our energy toward fighting for the justice that he will not see in life.